What is up, beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. It's definitely been a hot minute, and when I say a hot minute, like 9 months. Since I have given you guys a vlog and an update. I know I've been posting, exercise videos for my clients and whatnot, and I posted the video from London, but that was from November 2023. And a lot has happened since then. Life has definitely been lifing. So this video today, I'm gonna give you some updates. My recovery from the car accident in October, what's currently going on with me, but most of all, this video is gonna focus on why I'm no longer competing with the WBFF and my competition plans moving forward. So with that being said, I'm gonna grab some water and we're gonna move over to the couch because I'm gonna share the tea. All right, guys. First, water. It is so hot in Vegas right now. It was like 120 degrees on Sunday, and that's the hottest it's ever been in Vegas history. So yeah. All right, speaking of Las Vegas, I am still here in Las Vegas, which is crazy. It's been about 1.5 years since I moved to Vegas, and I love it here, but I am in a different apartment. So I moved to downtown Summerlin, and I love it here. The apartment's bigger. There's a lot more natural light. It just feels homey. And honestly, I wanted a bigger space because I work from home, and also for my friends and family to be able to come and stay and feel comfortable. And they've been taking full advantage of that, and I'm here for it. Other updates. The car accident that I got in was about 9 months ago. I would say I'm 95% recovered from that accident. I'm no longer having pain in my lower back or my fingers or my hand. I pretty much have my grip strength all the way back in my left hand. My fingers, my middle finger is still a little crinkled, but it's pretty much in line, so I can't complain. I'm back to lifting heavy and training in the gym and just doing all the things, y'all. And honestly, I'm just super blessed because I was able to fully recover from that accident, and it could have been so much worse. And I'm just grateful and blessed because I know that not everyone is blessed with that opportunity. So thank you, God. And then my doctors and just the team and family and friends I had supporting me to help me recover. So that was good. And now we'll get to probably why you're really here, because the title of this video. Why I'm no longer competing with the WBFF and my competition plans moving forward. So let's get to it. First off, I'm gonna start this video in saying this is not to bash the WBFF at all. I had overall a great experience with them. This is just me sharing my thoughts and my opinion and why I decided to no longer compete with them. Going back to it, I had a great experience with the WBFF. It really ignited my passion for competing, and not only competing, but also coaching women who want to compete. I met an amazing community of people that are still my really good friends today. I learned so much from my coaches, Michelle McDonald, Annie Velsich. It was amazing. I've been competing with the WBFF for 4 years. I earned my pro card in 2020 at the end of COVID in Miami, and then I did 3 pro shows after that, and I placed in the top 4 to 5 each time. So again, this is not to bash the WBFF at all. It's just time for me to transition into the next chapter of my journey. And I've been going back and forth for a while, like how much I actually wanted to share, because I don't want this to be negative at all. I want to keep this positive in life, but I also want to share my experience. So I would say over the past 2 or 3 years, the WBFF, so I compete in bikini. So they kind of started to shift what they were rewarding in bikini, okay? So when I originally started getting into WBFF, I was looking up to like Lauren Simpson, Rachel, I forget her last name right now, and the physiques that they were bringing to the stage, and it really inspired me because it was shapely, but they were toned, and they were conditioned, not toned. I hate that word. Sometimes toned. They were conditioned and the physiques looked great, okay? And then the WBFF kind of started to go away from that necessarily, and the physique wasn't the main spotlight anymore. I feel like the presentation and the marketability kind of could overtake the physique on scoring and then who won on that day. And I say that because for me, I got into bodybuilding because I love to bodybuild. I love to try to improve my physique the best way possible, and I love the bikini category. Honestly, I did want to compete in the fitness category, but I didn't have enough muscle density, and I still don't. And so that's why I was competing in bikini, but honestly, I fell in love with it and I loved it, okay? So after my last show, which was in LA, which I vlogged my whole series, so you guys can go back and see that, I was a little disheartened with the outcome, and it wasn't just because I didn't necessarily place the way I wanted to, or the way I wanted to. It was also the feedback that I received. So going into the LA show, I was probably one of the most conditioned physiques on stage, and it still wasn't my best. Me and my coach honestly brought in a little bit of a softer package and really filled me out to try and fit the criteria that they were rewarding at the time. So I felt some type of way going into the show because, even though I was happy with my physique and the way that it looked, I don't feel like it was my best. My best in the sense of how it could have been presented. I definitely think it was the best physique in the sense of my proportions, how my physique looked, and my presentation on stage. That was definitely the best I've ever felt on stage. I'm not sure where I placed, honestly. I just know I placed in the top 10. And I think there was like 20 something girls. I know I didn't place in the top 5. And so, as you should after a bodybuilding show, I went to the judges for feedback. And this is where it got a little tricky. So with the WBFF, they have scoring criteria that they have posted on their website. But when you actually get to the show, there wasn't any score cards, okay? So I'm not sure exactly how they did the scoring. But they would decide, the placings of the top 5. So when I went to the judges and I asked for feedback from several of them, they basically told me that I need to go get feedback from the owners because they decided basically who was in the top 5 overall that day. They had the final word. So I said, okay, I'm going to go get feedback from the judges. The owners. So I went and set up a consultation with them. I paid about $400 to $500. And I had a good conversation with them. They were super nice. It was a fun conversation to have. But they basically told me that I needed to put on some more size in my lower body. So I was like, okay. And they also told me to come back softer and fuller for the next time I compete. And at that time, I was planning on competing in Worlds, and it was probably around June. So really, it was about 2 months. So I really didn't have a lot of space to make huge improvements. They did encourage me to compete at Worlds. And then, the owner, one really good constructive thing that I felt like I really took out of that was that they told me to, when I'm on stage, breathe through my nose and not through my diaphragm, so no belly breathing. And so I was like, okay, that was really good. I was happy with that. So after I got that feedback, I was just kind of like, when it comes to my physique, I want to be better every year, every time I compete, right? Any competitor wants that. And I want to show up as the best version of myself. But the criteria, the things that they were out rewarding in bikini was very soft and shapely. And that's not the physique I honestly wanted to bring to the stage. So I was a little not sure how I wanted to move forward. Because again, I didn't have enough muscle density for fitness. There was bikini. And then also the feedback. And there's a lot of other factors as well. And I'm not going to speak too much on it, but one of the main decisions that really got me to where I decided not to compete with WBFF anymore was after WBFF Worlds in August 2023. Worlds was an experience for sure. And it really determined why I no longer wanted to compete with the WBFF. Because I was no longer aligned with the direction the Federation was going. Not only just on a personal level and me competing as a competitor, but also anything I'm a part of, I want to believe in, and it has to be aligned with my morals. And I was just no longer in line with the way that leadership was running the organization, the way that they handled a death that happened on the stage at Worlds, and this was somebody I knew. The way that they treated people after, and then also with the athletes, I just felt like it wasn't the most fair and respected environment that could have been provided to them. I wasn't even competing. You know, I was a spectator in the front seat watching everything and seeing the way that things were being unfolded, and my friends, what happened to them. And to me, I just could no longer stand behind that morally. So it wasn't really even so much about me and my placing. It was more so that I just could no longer, felt like I could be at peace with myself and stay aligned with that. Like I said in my other videos, after that, I knew I wasn't done competing. I felt like I just hadn't fulfilled my goals, and I wasn't ready to hang it up, but I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do next. So I started prepping for an NPC show, and I was about 5 weeks out until I got into my car accident. And, you know, that set me back. And, you know, obviously you can't compete when you're recovering, and I was just devastated. I was like, oh man, like, what is God trying to tell me here, you know? And then a couple days later, an announcement came out. There was a new organization on the scene, and it was called FMG. And I was so excited, guys. So if you don't know, I'm not going to go too much into it. Go to their website. It stands for Fitness, Muscle, and Glamour. It's similar to the WBFF in ways, in the sense of like bikinis and certain posing and whatnot, but it's a totally new federation. And I'm super excited about it for a lot of reasons. The glamour and being able to have your own style and be your own person and pose how you want. And it was still that community there. And, you know, they were implementing things that I really wish the WBFF would have implemented when I was competing with them, which was creating a respectful and fair environment for the athletes, having scorecards, providing feedback from the top 5 people without having to pay. They're trying to make it more affordable. It's not about how much you spend or who has the best outfit. If you show up for with the best physique, you're most likely to win, because physique is 70% on the scorecard. I'm here for that, okay? More affordable, an amazing community, a fair, respected environment where everyone has more of a fair playing field. And with that being said, I have officially transferred my pro status over to FMG. That is right, y'all. I am officially an FMG pro. I have joined the movement, and I couldn't be more excited. I transferred over my pro status towards the end of last year, I believe December or January, and I'm super excited to be an FMG ambassador in the US. I was able to be a part of the first FMG workshop here in the US in Orlando in March. I can put a little bit of footage of that here so you can see it. It was so much fun. I was able to be there with Lynn Green, Sammy, and some of my other friends, a part of the organizations that also transferred over their titles. And yeah, we were able to spread information about FMG, what it's about, and the shows coming up here in the US. Shout out to Ari and Pauline for creating FMG and just this amazing space for me and all the other athletes to continue to do what we love on a level playing field, and yeah, and being able to expand this community across the world. I'm just so excited. The next show I'm actually taking you guys along with me is this weekend in Dallas, Texas, and it's the first FMG Pro-Am show. Now, the first FMG show was in Australia in April, but this is the first Pro-Am show, and I'm so excited. I have friends there competing, and I am going to take y'all along with me on that experience and show just how amazing this community is, and I just know the show is going to be amazing. Carrie and Steph are hosting it in Dallas, and yeah, It's on, y'all. And I'm super excited to get back on stage and compete and really show up at my best, right? And I know that this package, when I decide to compete again, which is coming soon, is going to be the best yet. And I just can't wait to share this process with you guys. I'm actually going to chronicle my prep because I will be competing at the LA show, the FMG LA show in September 14th to be exact. And it is my birthday weekend, y'all. I turn, yes, 35, 2 days before the show. So I will be competing in the open and the 35 plus. And so that makes us, y'all, 9.5 weeks out. But the question is, what category am I competing in? Y'all are gonna have to wait until after my workout to find that out.